This is so amazing. So many of you here to see me, huh? I feel like Meghan Markle. This is dope. That was like the most amazing experience. I didn't know that the royal wedding was going to be this weekend. I didn't know it was going to be today. I planned my show long before them. I knew that I loved you before he knew. That's what I'm saying. I planned our big day long before they planned theirs. And then now everyone was like, oh, you're going to London? Are you going for the royal wedding? Are you here for the royal wedding? Are you here for the royal wedding? It's quite an event, I have to say. Like everyone is watching everything about you. All the stories people would talk about, because you're watching it all over the world. They're like, yes, Meghan Markle. Yes, she isn't the typical royal. Yes. She isn't the typical royal. What we mean is, yes. Typical royal. She comes from an unconventional family. Yes, very different family. And I was like, yeah, man, she does. She comes from an unconventional family. Just like Harry, same thing. Come on. It's true, same thing. And they look good together. It was beautiful. Everyone was stressed out about it. Meghan Markle's family was in the tabloids, the Daily Mail, trying to destroy their lives. Man, when the Daily Mail comes after you, they do not mess around. They will find that one uncle in your family who's an alcoholic and shits his pants. Meet Trevor's Uncle Bobby. I didn't even know I had an Uncle Bobby. Well, now you do, and he shits his pants. And they'll always find a way to try and link it to you like it's your fault. They'll be like, Meghan Markle's uncle's son, Donnie, didn't pay his bills. She doesn't even know him. Doesn't matter. It shows that her family's unconventional. I'm not gonna lie, I was glad that it was the white side of Meghan families that was, I'm not gonna lie. We could not handle that as black people. That is the last thing we needed. Can you imagine if that was the black side of the family? Really? If Meghan's dad was on TV and he was like, oh no, I'm not coming to their wedding, no. Here we see Meghan's father posing for photo. Ah, you caught me again. Oh no, you have caught me. Ah. Black people would have never, because that's the hard thing about being a minority, whether you're black, whether you're whether you're Arabic, whatever it is. Like if you're a minority, if you have a certain skin tone, you know that every action you commit, like taints your whole, your family, taints your everything. White people are individuals. That's white people. That's like the best thing in the world. And that's what white privilege means to me. You're an individual. Let's look at Dave. He is excellent. He's a mass murderer. As Trevor, if I killed half of you tonight, they'd be like, ah, those mixed breeds. I take everyone down with me. So much stress. So I was glad. Like her mom was there, she was all, fly, looking beautiful as well. The wedding went off without a hitch. And my favorite thing was how the British media talked about how black the event was. And I understand it. Here's the thing. This is like one of those things where I understand, like they want to talk about it because you're not used to having like a black wedding, right? But so like everyone today, I had like CNN contacted me and they're like, Trevor, would you mind speaking about the wedding and really all the black performers? There was a black cellist and there was a black choir and a black pastor. How do you feel? Black? I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. How do you respond to that question? How do you feel about, I don't know how I feel, it's a wedding. I don't know, what do you want me to say? That's a normal wedding. I wasn't watching that wedding being like, whoa, there's black. So much blackness, another one. It's a wedding, what do you want me to say? It's people. And also like, I feel like people go too far. Like, that's where you realize that there's not enough like diversity in your world, is if you think that made it a black wedding. Let me tell you something, a black cellist has canceled itself out. If you have a black person playing the cello, it's safe to say that you've canceled out the blackness of that event. That's the safest way to introduce blackness into your family. Daddy, I'm dating a black man. What? He plays the cello. All right, bring him in. Even white people think a cello is white. When you walk in with a cello, white people also like, well, what the hell is that, man? It was like it's a black wedding. It wasn't a black wedding, it was just a wedding. It was a beautiful, beautiful wedding. If it was a real black wedding, it wouldn't have ended. That's a real black wedding. It would never end. If it was a real black wedding, Prince's Nigerian uncle, he would have found like Harry's Nigerian uncle, he would have been in the carriage with them. I'm not paying for this carriage, I'm not riding in it, huh? You want to ride alone, Harry? You want to drive alone? Let me tell you something, huh? Let me tell you something. We are all getting in this carriage, eh? Every single one of us. And if we all get in the carriage, there's space for everybody. Don't be like that, Harry, huh? This is your family's day. This is not just your day, huh? When you were a little boy, who was there for you, huh? Who was there? That I was here, eh? I was there. Uncle Adebayo was there for you, Harry. Don't be like that, huh? Don't be like that. Huh? Where do you think you got your bow spot from, huh? Where do you think you got that from? That's a black wedding. This was just a wedding that included black people. That's all it was. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see all the celebrities showing up, all the famous people. They sang God Sing the... I never noticed that when they sing God Save the Queen doesn't sing. Which I understand. I mean, I feel like that would be a little bit weird. Like, she knows. Like, which is... Like, that's what I like about the Queen. I'm not gonna front. Like, she has a gangster vibe about her. Like, she's gotten to that point where she's like, yeah, I'm the Queen, I'm over it, let's keep it moving. She doesn't act like someone who's the Queen anymore. She's just like, I'm over it, I'm the Queen. And so everyone's standing like, God save our Jesus Christ, and she's like, yeah, I know, save me, I know. I'm not gonna sing it for myself. Call me like, save me, oh, save me. She's like, I don't need you assholes to save me. I drive myself. It was such a beautiful day, every single piece of it. It was wonderful seeing the people in the streets. Everyone had a smile on their face. You know, everyone was happy because like Harry's popular, he's popular in Southern Africa, he's popular in the UK, he's got that cool vibe about him. You know, Meghan Markle as well, he inspired people. The only weird thing in the wedding for me was they had a black pastor, right, African pastor, and this was like, it was weird in a good way. He started giving a sermon, and he started talking about Martin Luther King, and then he started talking about slavery. And I could see in that moment, there were people in the audience who were like, God save the Queen, God save the Queen. Somebody stop this man, God save the Queen.
And so the best and worst experience I had learning American happened to me when I first moved to the US. I lived in California, in Pasadena, when I first came to the United States, right? And the reason I lived in Pasadena is because that's where I knew my first American friend, a guy by the name of David Maya. He came to South Africa to film a documentary. We became the best of friends. And one day we were hanging out in Dave's apartment. And Dave's chilling on his beanbag. And he looks over at me and he's like, Trevor, dude, I don't know about you right now, but I'm starving. I said, I think you mean you're hungry, Dave. I said, what? I said, doesn't matter. What do you want to eat? So you know what I'm craving right now, man? I'm craving tacos. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. Let's do it, man. Let's go to tacos. What? So isn't that the restaurant you're craving? Tacos? Are you being serious right now? You've never had tacos? I said, no, I don't know what tacos is. You've never had tacos? My answer hasn't changed from now, Dave. No. I've never had tacos. You've never had tacos? And by the way, I hate it when people do that. You know when people ask you the same question over and over again because they can't believe you haven't had the exact same life experience? You know that thing people do? Like with everything, they're like, oh my God, have you heard the new Beyonce? No, I have. You haven't heard the new Beyonce? No, I have. You haven't heard the new Beyonce? Oh no, now I have. No, I'd never had tacos, right? I'd never had tacos because in South Africa, we don't really have Mexican food, okay? We don't have Mexican food because we don't have Mexicans. They never came over. It's not my fault. Dave was personally offended. I'll never forget, he jumped up and he was like, dude, I cannot believe you've been in America all this time and you've never had tacos? I said, Dave, why is it such a big deal? He's like, because, Trevor, nothing says America like tacos. I said, really? Nothing says America like Mexican food. And you know what's funny is I feel like in that moment, I feel like Dave was being profound. He didn't even realize it, but that was a profound little nugget that he had just espoused. Nothing says America like tacos. I've had the privilege of traveling everywhere in this beautiful country. I've been to places like Erie, Pennsylvania, El Paso, Texas, Honolulu, Hawaii, I've been everywhere, and one thing I've learned across the board in America is that Americans love tacos. Everywhere you go, Americans love tacos. Love tacos. Even people you wouldn't expect. I was watching the news one day, and there was a guy at a rally, right? And they were asking him about immigration and families being separated, etc. And this guy, like, regardless of his politics, like, he was being really mean and xenophobic and racist, just acting real presidential. And the journalist asked him about children, and he just went straight, and he was like, boy, I'll tell you what, I don't give a damn about any of these goddamn Mexicans, you heard? They came over here, they ain't supposed to be here, boy. Woo! It's our country now, you heard? That's right, boy, go back to where you came from. Woo! These Mexicans ain't done nothing good, they ain't brought nothing good to America, we don't need y'all. Come on, Bubba, it's Taco Tuesdays. Get out of here, but leave the recipes. I feel like there should be a rule in America. They should say, you can hate immigrants all you want, but if you do, you don't get to eat their food. Yeah? That's a fair exchange for me. You hate immigrants, no immigrant food. And when I say no immigrant food, I mean no immigrant food, nothing. No Mexican food, no Caribbean food, no Dominican food, no Asian food, nothing. Only potatoes. And I'm not even saying like flavored potatoes, I'm just saying plain potatoes. No spice. Because no immigrants, no spice. Don't ever forget that. Both figuratively and literally, no spice. And I know some people would take that. I know. I know there's some people right now who'd be like, well, you know what, Trevor, take your immigrants, take your spice, and get the hell out of here. You say that now. Because you've never lived a life without spice. But don't ever forget, a life without spice was so hard, that it made white people sail around the world to find it. And like, this wasn't regular sailing. This wasn't like a Disney cruise. These people sailed at a time when they believed if you went that way, you would fall off the edge of the earth and die. And still, some man out there was eating some white lady's cooking, and he was like, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm sailing that way. But what if you die? At least it's exciting.
Every single time elections come up in South Africa, people always start to panic, Ever since our first democratic elections in 1994, Nelson Mandela was about to become president, people started panicking. You remember that? There were people, you'd hear them, I'm leaving, I'm going to Australia. I'm going. It's been fun, Mary, but it's time to go, hey? It's time to go. They're gonna take over now. And then Mr. Mandela became president, and they all stayed. He's a wonderful man, wonderful man. If it wasn't for him, I would have left, hey? A wonderful man, yeah, he's really great. Next elections came, Thabo Mbeki was about to become president. People panicked again. I'm leaving, I'm going to Australia, I'm going. I swear, I'm leaving, Mary, hey? Now that Mandela's gone, they're gonna eat us. It's time to go, I'm going to Perth. And then Thabo became president, and once again, they all stayed. He left. Then it was Kgalema Motlante's turn. Yeah, in and out. That was so cool. People panicked then, didn't they? I didn't even vote! I can't believe it. 1 minute I go to bed and Thabo Mbeki's president, and the next thing I wake up and we've got Motlanthe. I can't believe it. I'm going to Australia, I'm going. Jacob Zuma. Oh, the original boogeyman. Yeah, that's when you heard people panicking. Things were different though in South Africa, because for the first time in our history, you heard black people going, "Ish, how much is that ticket to Australia again?" What do you love about India?
I love many things about India. I went for the first time this year, and it was you know what I love about India is that it exceeds so many of the expectations that people have put on it unfairly. You know, people are like, oh, India, oh, it's really shit and it smells everywhere, and it's like no, there are parts of India that are not great. Many parts of India that are beautiful, developing, growing. Some of the best food you will ever have in your life. Some of the richest history you will engage in. India is phenomenal. I will say this. I will say what I didn't love about India, because I wasn't prepared, is that, like, I'll warn you, I'll tell you something no one told me before I went to India, and that is, any idea you have of your personal space, just let it go. Just let it go. Doesn't matter what country you're from, like, personal, just let it go. Relearn it. Yeah, because India truly makes you grapple with the idea of where do I begin and where does someone end. It's a spiritual place. I've never been to a country that is so packed in my entire life. Like, it is packed in India. Like, we throw around 1.5 billion people. Oh, they've got 1 billion. No, they've got 1 billion, like 1 billion, like they've got 1.5 billion people. India's no joke. No joke. And it's everywhere. Everywhere. It's people everywhere. Cars everywhere. You've never seen traffic until you've gone to India. Like, here, people are like, oh, the traffic's really bad today. This wasn't traffic. This wasn't traffic, London. This still had hope. Yo, India's no joke. No joke. You just sit in the car, you don't move, nothing. You're just like there, and then a cow overtakes you. She's like, was that a cow? Yo, India's on another level. Everyone beeping. No one moves though. No one moves. I don't even know why the people are beeping. Everyone's just stationary like beep 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 beep. It's so much honking that honking doesn't mean anything. It's just honk beep 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 beep. Like if you cross the street, you get hit. Ah, beep 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 beep. It's crazy. There's chaos. You're driving. We were on the highway. I'll never forget this. We're on the highway. Do you understand what a highway is? You know what a highway is? Yeah? The road where we all drive in the same direction. Someone made a U-turn. Highway. They made a U-turn and then just drove. The traffic wasn't really moving. And then they clearly were just like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. And they turned around and they drove against the traffic. We were in the car panicking. We're like, yo, what is he doing? And then the driver, he was like, he's going the other way. And we were there like, yeah, stupid us. I mean, of course he is. So sorry. India was wild. India was wild. Yo, if you know how to drive in India, you know how to drive anywhere. The cars are coming at you, all directions. The lines don't mean anything. Road markings mean nothing. The traffic lights are just a suggestion. I had to like re-acclimatize myself with all of this. Like here in London, I'm the only idiot like crossing the street when it's red. Everyone looking at me like, what are you doing? The colors. I'm like, yeah, I was in India. India, those colors mean nothing. It's almost like they saw the lights in other countries and they came back and they're like, we have to build traffic lights. It's like, okay, what are they for? I don't know, but it makes the intersection diverse. Totally understand. Yo, India was wild. London, let me tell you something now. India was what I've never been in a place like India in my entire life. This is how close the cars were. This is how close. Right? The cars, everybody is playing a game of chicken. Everyone. Every car is an inch away from another car. Every single car, an inch away from the other car, an inch away from the other. Like everyone is almost touching, I didn't realize how close each car was until I was on a FaceTime with a friend of mine. He calls me, he's like, yo man, how's India, what's happening? We're chatting. And then he goes, oh well, at least you're making friends. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, who's your friend? I was like, what are you talking about? And then you know how on FaceTime, your picture's small, right? Yes. I blow up my picture every time he's seeing. And then I realized that there was a bus that was so close to us. It was so close to our van that there was a guy in the bus who was just in my FaceTime the whole time. I've never seen anything like it. Yo, India is rock and roll, people. India is truly rock and roll. All space, personal. We were at the Taj Mahal. We were at the Taj Mahal. But the Taj Mahal, right? I'll never forget this. We're at the Taj Mahal. And it's one of the most beautiful places. If you ever get a chance, go see it. It is a wonder of the world. We're standing in a line because they have a ton of security in India at public places because of the terrorist attacks that happened years ago, right? Same thing in London and Paris, etc. And so you in India, you'll stand in a line divided into men and women. And then what happens is when you get to the end of that line, there's a metal detector, and then on the other side there's a little podium that you have to stand on, and then there'll be like a man in military fatigues, and they'll wand you down with another metal detector, and then they search you. Very thorough, very thorough. So we're standing in these lines, men, women, standing there lined up. And we're lined up the way you normally line up, right? And it's my friend, and then it's me, right? And I'm close enough to my friend that like I could whisper to him. He couldn't fall without touching me. Like it's general rules of engagement, right? And so we're moving forward. We get to the metal detector. In India, you have to stand in it and wait for a moment, and then you step through. He gets into the metal detector. I'm behind him. I turn to say something to our friend who's in the women's line. I turn back. There is now an Indian man who is in the gap that I didn't know existed between me and my friend. My brain didn't understand what was going on because I turned and I came. Now my friend was Indian, like in a second. You know, sometimes the human brain doesn't compute quickly enough. So I came back and I was like, what? And this guy wasn't even being a dick, by the way. He didn't like push in. He wasn't mean. It was like clearly a cultural shift. Like I was going, he like took my space. He was like, there was so much space. Clearly this guy didn't want to be in it. And he just slid in there and he stood. And he was just there. He was just there. I was so shocked at his magical appearance that I gasped. Like I literally, audibly gasped. I was standing there and he got in, and I was like, oh! And I think in that gasp, I created more space because two other Indian men slotted in between us. Yo, London, I have never seen anything like this in my life. Like in the space of one, there were four. Like literally, all of us, all touching. We're like connected as human beings. Like our breathing was synced. I could feel all of our heartbeats at the same time. I've never been that close to other men in my entire life. Ever. If I was in Uganda, I would have been arrested. Let me tell you something. Like I could see why they didn't have a line for women. If there was a woman in that line with me, she would have been pregnant. There's nothing we could have done. It's like it would just be. You just get to the other side and be like, all right, what do we name it? Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. India was wild. So you're in the line. So now I don't want to get left behind again. I don't want more people. I don't want to lose my space. So my friend goes through. I'm waiting for each Indian guy to go through. Now I'm uptight. I'm like, I'm not losing anything. I'm like holding on. I'm holding on. I get into the metal detector, get out on the other side. And you climb up on these little stairs onto the podium, and then the guy wands me down, and then he starts searching. And when I say searching, I mean searching. Not this like play thing that our security does on this side of the world. You know, like here when they pat you down, they just do that. Like this, you know, it's like that. No. In India, when they search you, they squeeze every part of your body. They squeeze it. That starts at your shoes, pressing down. I'm like, what kind of gun could fit above my toes? Squeeze it, comes up, squeeze the ankle, started coming up my calf, squeezing every inch of me. So I was like, if I have a gun or cancer, this man will find it. Squeeze all the way. And then I was fine until he got above my knee. I was like, okay, now it's a little, do you know what I mean? It was like everything below the knee is business, and then above the knee, I mean, you start catching feelings. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because like he's like squeezing, and he starts coming up my leg, and I'm a little ticklish, and I'm like, whoa. Like he's squeezing me like even like a close lover hasn't squeezed me. Coming up my thigh. There was a point where my penis was like, yo, what's going on here, man? What's happening? And I was like, no, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. He's like, what you doing? I thought you were going to the Taj Mahal. I was like, I am in the Taj Mahal. Are you doing this without me, Trevor? I was like, I swear to God, I'm not. I swear to God. I swear to God. I'm coming out. Like, you don't come out now. Don't come out now. Don't come out now. This has nothing to do with you. Don't come out now. I promise it's not what you think. I'm like, okay, but I feel like it's happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. This guy's squeezing my leg. He's coming up my leg. Always squeezing. And then he comes up my thigh. And then at some point his hand is in this crack here. Like in this, you know what I'm saying? Like deep in there. He's like up there. And he's cradling all of it. He's holding me tight. And you know, like the gap, like just before the business begins, you know what I mean? And he's in there and he's holding my leg. And I'll never forget this moment, never till I die. He's holding my leg and he looks up at me. And he looks up at me from a position where he should have no power. He should have none whatsoever. And yet somehow he's managed to maintain all of it. And he looks up at me and he's like, where from? I said, what? And he's like, where from? I was like, I think it's from my father, technically. Is that how genetics work? I don't know. I think it's... He's like, what? No, you, where from? You, where from? I was like, oh, where am I from? South Africa. Okay. And then he moves to the other leg and squeezed it all the way down. Let me tell you something, London. I have thought about that man almost every night since then. The way he touched me, the way he talked to me, the question, like, why that question? Why then? I was like, was there a wrong answer? Like, was South Africa the only reason? Like I keep thinking, I'm like, was I this clear? Like, I always imagine him just like coming up my leg and getting, he's like, where from? Where from? And like, I was like, Pakistan, he'd be like, ah! Come in, London, you guys have been so much fun tonight. Thank you for coming out. I had such a great time with all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming out again. Good night, y'all.
Did you have fun? Oh, this is amazing. Thank you for coming with me.
Any questions? What is my favorite what? What is my favorite kind of chair? Who said that? So, I will answer your question, but first I would like to know from you, where do you get your weed? That is one of the wildest questions any human being has ever asked me in my entire life. Are you saying like rocking chair or office chair? What are you looking for from me? I'm so intrigued by you right now. Like a rocking chair, or that's literally what you were asking me. Yo, those brownies are dope. Like, what kind of chair does he like? Like, I just want to know. I do like rocking chairs. My favorite chair is a swinging chair. Any chair that's suspended on like a chain and then swings, I like. But not a bench, the chair. Like, you know, it's just like you in the chair and then it swings. I like those, but I also like rocking. Any chair that moves when it's supposed to move is my favorite kind of chair. Yes. All the others I do not pay much attention to. But now that we've had this conversation, everywhere I sit from now on, I will think of you. What is your name? Oh, K-H-U-S-H-I, Kushi. I'll think every single time I sit. I will think of Kushi now. Did you say something? Did I get a house yet? No, I didn't. Thank you for asking. Thank you, I didn't. No, I sold my place a while ago thinking I would then move to another place, and then interest rates did a thing, and then people were like, we don't want to sell our houses. And I was like, but I sold mine. And they were like, well, that's your problem. And then I've been looking for houses ever since. It's weird, man. Looking for houses, you know what, like, it's like another market. Just the whole thing feels like scammy, you know? It just feels scammy. It's made me, I've been doing it for so long that I question everything now. Even the concept of home ownership. Because in America, like, the dream they'll sell you is they're like, you want to own your home. And you're like, why? And they're like, because this is your wealth. Because this is the financially savvy thing to do. But then when you look at the numbers, you're like, why does it feel like I pay more than if I rent? When they're like, yeah, don't worry about that. This is the better one. Because if you rent, you waste money. You pay every month. But if you own it, you pay every month. And when things break, you have to fix it. And you can never leave unless somebody wants to take it from you, but they don't. They do not. What's real estate like in Seattle? Is it, yeah, see, all of you are just like, yeah, good luck living anywhere. You'll sell me your house? I love how quickly you said that. You're like, I'll sell you my house. I'll sell you my house. That's the weird thing with real estate. You don't want anybody's house if they're selling it. No, nobody wants to sell a good house. That's the weird thing, like, right? Real estate is almost like relationships. You don't want someone if they're single. You're like, what's wrong with you? What's the deal? I'm single. Yeah, what's your problem? Huh? You got termites? Huh? Where is your house, ma'am? North Capitol Hill. Oh, you've got fans. Are you actually selling?
Yeah.
Yeah. How quickly things changed. I showed a little interest and you started thinking about it. It's a weird one. Really, all of it is like, I just find it weird. You know? Just like, there's like an older generation that just bought the houses for nothing. And then now the younger generation is like, we can't buy the houses. We don't make enough money. Do you remember the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was an evil cackle. If you're young, I get why you laughed like that. If you're old, you're evil. Because I was like, no one can afford it. And that person was like, ha 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 ha! My plan has worked. Screw you, Gen Z. People always give Gen Z shit for not wanting to work, but I'm like, but why would you want to work if there's nothing to work for? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of like grinding away if there's literally nothing? Because before you'd be like, I work hard so that I can put a roof over this family's heads. And then now it's like, I work hard so that I can't do anything. How would you do it? Like, how old are you, sir? 14. You will never buy a house. It's finished for you. Is this your mom? You just have to wait for her to die. That's it. That's your only hope. Do you have any siblings? You've got one, old or younger? Younger. Oh yeah, so it's you. You're gonna be the first one. She looks like she loves you. She looks at you like she loves you. You realize in like 4 or 5 years, that look's gonna change. What's your name? Jack. Jack? Yeah, she's gonna be like, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back. And then you're gonna have to go look for a house, Jack. You won't find one, Jack. And then your mom's gonna be like, I worked and I got this house, you can do it too, but you can't, Jack, she's lying to you. So you came with your mom to a show? That's super cool, man. Good for you, good for you. Hi, mom. Did you bring him or did he bring you? Wait, oh, you? She said, of course I brought him because he doesn't have any money. Damn,
learned. I want to live in your house, Jack. You got a mom roasting you like that? Oh, man. Oh, damn, I can't imagine your life, Jack. Just walking around. People are like, oh, where's your house, Jack? She's like, oh, he doesn't have one. He lives with me, broke little bitch. No, it's good, Jack. It'll toughen you up. It'll toughen you up. Do you own the house, Mom? You do. Congratulations. So are you going to hand it down to them? Wow, she paused. Damn. Damn, Jack. She was like, Damn, Jack. Say again? He wants to live in LA. Jack, you will not get a house, Jack. What are you not understanding, Jack? Why do you want to live in LA, Jack?
Well, I also want to live in San Francisco.
You also want to live in San Francisco. Jack, do you ever go on Zillow and see what's happening in these places? Shit is real in these streets, Jack. You're like picking dream location. You know there used to be a game show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Jack? And that game show was successful because people were like, if you're a millionaire, you can do things. You know why that game show doesn't exist anymore, Jack? Because a million doesn't do shit, Jack. Nothing, Jack. You want to live in San Francisco and LA? In a house, Jack? What are you going to do for a living, Jack? You want to play professional basketball? Okay, that's the right idea. That is the right idea, Jack. What position do you play? I don't know basketball very well. What would you play as? Point guard. All right, so that's passing and shooting. Okay, that's good. That's good. No, that's very good. As a white kid, you must know what you're going to be doing. It'll save you stress in the long run. Because there was a generation of white guys that really got caught off guard. You know, no pun intended, but they were like, I want to be the big man. And then Shaq was like, do you know? So are you really good? Oh, Mom says you're really good. Okay, she didn't roast you there, all right? No, really. She was like, How long have you been playing for? That's a good question. A few years or many years?
Since I was like 2 years old.
Since you were 2 years old. Okay, I believe in you, Jack. I believe in you. You go and you do your best. You crush it. I mean it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Live your dream. What's the worst that can happen? Maybe you don't make it into the NBA. Maybe you play in another league. You play like in Europe. Some of the leagues are growing. Things are getting better, right? So you can play in other places. You can even come back. Look at Wembanyama. He got drafted. He wasn't even in like the lower leagues in America. So you can just come at any time. So don't let anybody tell you can't follow your dreams. You can go. You can crush it in the NBA. And even if you don't worry. You still weren't going to get a house, Jack. So nothing changes, Jack.
I just got back from Atlanta. It was 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Hottest weather. The worst thing is everyone comes up to me and they go, well, you must be used to this being from Africa. And no, I'm not. I'm from Africa, but that shit is hot. That was just, no. I was scared to go jogging because I thought if I ran out in the streets and fainted, wouldn't the local news love that? I'd be running and I'd fall down in the heat. They would have their vans reporting live. They'd be standing there going, so hot in Atlanta, even Africans are fainting. So I'm enjoying this. Really happy to be here, you know. This is going to be good for us, I hope. I say I hope because I never know with stand-up comedy. It's just, you know, it's an awkward experience, I find. I'm always nervous. I find comedy is very similar to sex for me. Well, it's exactly like sex when you think about it. With me, the comedian, playing the role of the man, and you, the audience, the role of the woman. Because it's my job to satisfy you. And you just have to sit there. And then, just like sex, my success or failure will somehow be determined by how much noise you make during my performance. Which makes it a one-sided affair, I feel, you know? I mean, maybe you're the quiet type. I hope we have magic tonight. I hope we create something wonderful. I mean, for many of us, it's our first time together, and that means it might be awkward. I understand this. And if that's the case, I want you to know that I'll look into your eyes, I'll see that I'm freaking you out, and I'll stop. I'll stop, and I'll flip you back over, and we'll go back to the simple stuff. Okay? I've been in America for a few months now, and I'm really just thrown by the place. It's not what I expected at all. Different from the brochures and the pamphlets. There's many assumptions I had about America before I came here, and I've come to learn that those were wrong. For one, I just assumed people spoke English here. It's far from it. It's not, you know what, it's not so much the language, so much as the pronunciation of words that throws me off. It's just what Americans have done with the language. You guys have just, wow, you've done something. You've put 22s on the English language. It's got rims that says, pimp my language. That's what you've gone with, you know? I don't understand. I was chatting to this woman downtown the other day. She came up to me and she wanted me to see something. I don't know what, though. She was like, oh my God, look over there. I said, look over what? She's like, over there. Look at that her. And I said, her? She's like, no, her. There's two of them? I understand nothing, even the small words, just the pronunciation, you know, small things that get you by. For instance, I pronounce the opposites of uncle as aunt. I say my aunt. Out here, you say my ant, which to me is an insect, which made me look like an ass when my friend told me his aunt died. And I was like, so what? There's tons of those out there. This is madness. Everything out here is different. Do you know how hard it is to learn when you come out here? You have to change everything. There's the measurement system, which is just, I mean, America, you guys have your own thing, the imperial system, you know? On my side of the world, we use the metric system, and by my side, I mean the rest of the world, you know? We have the metric system, which is, amongst other things, very efficient. It's a very simple process. You know, everything goes into each other. And out here, you have imperial, which is fine. I mean, I won't judge you. If you want to be imaginary, that's up to you. But I just feel like there's some consistency that's needed. Small things. Like, for instance, when we abbreviate our small measurement, milligrams, we use mg. Milligrams. Mg. Milligrams. And you guys have ounces. Ounces, which you then abbreviate OZ. There's no Z in the word, ounces. I don't know. That's pale in comparison to what you've done with pounds. That for me. Please explain to me how the abbreviation for pounds became LBS. LB pounds. I look like the idiot walking into the store going, could I please have the 2 labs bag of sugar? Guy was like, you mean pounds? I said, I don't see the P, no, I don't. So, well, it means pounds. It's not LBS. A lot of bullshit. That's what it stands for. Man, this is fun. I'm loving this. No sports. People just come to the show fresh. I like that. I hate it when people come after sports. I have to hope that your team has won. It's just too much pressure on me, you know? Last week, the Springboks lost. People came to the show. They were grumpy. This was like a row of Afrikaans guys the whole time just looking at me like... It's like I was the ref. They're just sitting there in their Springbok tops, all of them. I mean, it could have been the team. I don't really know. I don't... No, because I don't know what they look like. I only know a few guys. Could have been them. They're super angry. Afrikaans people get angry when the Springboks lose, eh? Bloody ref. The ref robbed us. Stupid ref. Bloody guy giving out yellow cards like it's bloody Christmas here, man. You're like, what? Who gets yellow cards for Christmas? That's not the point. Shut up. You know what I mean. What a horrible Christmas there would be. Merry Christmas! Yellow card. 10 minutes. Go away. Go away! I'm not surprised when the guys get angry, you know? I'm not surprised when Afrikaans guys get angry. Because rugby itself is a very angry sport. It's just like, you know? I always get weirded out the way they tackle each other. They're crunching and they're busy punching and fighting. And, you know, it's weird for me when the ref stops the fights. That's the weirdest thing. Like, he'll stop it and go, hey, guys, come on. We don't need that violence in this sport. Come on. And they go, play the game. That's better. People walk off the field bleeding, bruised. One guy came back on with a bandage. Why would you come, like, you're bleeding. Just sit, you bleed. Like, blood is your body's way of telling you to stop. That's what your body's saying. And you come back, what are you doing? Where's your mom? Just sit down and relax. No, I want to play rugby. You're not playing rugby, you're suffering rugby. That's what they should say. I suffer rugby every Saturday.
Such a rough sport. And then you get these ministers that are like, we demand a quota system. We want more black players in the national rugby team. And black people are like, maybe you, Baba. Maybe you. Ngena. Me, I'm here. Me, I'm here. Quota system. It's tough. People get angry on the Springboks. The Springboks, they don't even need to lose a lot. One game and people get depressed, you know? They're like an A student that gets a B and people are worried, you know? Whereas when Bafana loses, no one really cares. Oh, Bafana. We've become so complacent with that team. Like, anything is enough for us. Have you noticed that? Anything. Yeah, Bafana's like our special child, like, you know? Where's there, like, hey, welcome home, Bafanas, welcome. What happened? Oh, you got a D. Well done, boy. Well done, boy. Got a D, eh? Hey, at least you finished the test this time. Well done, Bafanas. Bafana, that's what they do. They lose or they draw. They don't win. No. Drawing is a win for us. Yes, we drew. They lose. Although they won their last qualifying match against Botswana. That was a good thing, yes. Bafana beat Botswana. Yes, the great footballing nation that is Botswana. Destroyed them. 2-1. They won't mess with us again. I'm glad Bafana won. I'm glad, you know. It was a weird match, though. We were in Durban when the match was being played. And it was a weird day because Bafana won. But then they weren't through yet because we needed Ethiopia to lose in order for them to go through, which is always weird. Bafana does that to us. You always have to support other teams and them. It's so much stress. Now you're there. Come on, Gabon. And so Bafana won, but the people in the stadium didn't know the other results. So they were happy. They were cheering. They thought we're going to Brazil. People were happy. The guy in the stadium, well done, Bafana. People, yeah. Unfortunately, Ethiopia has qualified for the Brazil World Cup. It was the first time in my life I heard a depressed and confused vuvuzela, eh? Sounded like an animal dying in a corner somewhere. Because 1 minute it was confident, it was there like... But it's good. It's good that they won, you know? They needed to win. The only reason I want Bafana to win is because whenever Bafana loses, xenophobia goes up in South Africa. Yeah, this is a trend I've noticed. I've started seeing this. It even happens at the matches. Zambia played against Bafana, beat them, and then when the Zambian team was leaving the stadium, the Bafana fans started throwing stones at the Zambian bus. Yeah, throwing stones, thousands of fans. Could have hurt the people badly. I don't know why they weren't throwing at Bafana, because they didn't win. But they were throwing at the Zambians. Could have hurt them. Nobody was hurt though, luckily. Yeah, because it was Bafana fans, so the stones were just like... Just couldn't hit the targets. Xenophobia always goes up. Yeah. It's gotten so bad that foreigners have started supporting Bafana now. You go to the matches and you'll see giant guys in skinny Bafana shirts shouting, Jabalada! Jabala, can I go pass that ball for him? Pass that ball for that man. That's it, Nigeria gonna take that ball. You cannot shoot that one. Why don't shoot for that man? Why don't shoot for him? You're like, yo, man, you're Nigerian. Support Nigeria. It's like, I support my life, huh? Don't worry about me. I support my life. And I can store that thing for you. Oh, kuna. It's tough. It's tough out there. But it's good times, though. It's good times. It was a good game to be at, the Bafana versus Botswana. A lot of people came out to the stadium to watch, you know. There were dignitaries, a lot of politicians. The ANC was out in full force. They were attending, you know. The DA didn't come. They don't do soccer. No, fine. Thank you. Yeah. But the ANC was there. Jacob Zuma was in the balcony waving at everybody, you know, because elections are coming up, so you're going to see him everywhere now. Just there waving. Yeah, you're going to see him in the streets waving. You're going to see him at the rallies dancing. Yeah, he's going to be out shaking hands, kissing babies, mostly his babies, but still, vote for me. Because he knows he has to connect with the people. The ANC is having a tough time right now. This is one of the worst times in ANC history. Highest levels of corruption, lowest levels of service delivery. The ANC is just a shadow of its former self. Yeah. People in the ANC are disgusted by the ANC. They stand there like, ANC. Man. No, man, enough, man, no. Come on, ANC. They say this while looking in the mirror. Come on, ANC. Can do better, man. Come on, man. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can win cool prizes. And by prizes, I mean surprise. There's no prizes. It's a free YouTube video, you greedy. Just click the video, man. Why you want free things on free things? I did learn something that I wish to share with you, and I hope you will not suffer the same ills I did. If you do go to Scotland and you are ever offered a drink, don't. Because you see, the Scottish, unlike us, we drink to enjoy. The Scottish drink to die. I used to think the Scottish had an accent. I've now learned that's just centuries of people trying not to throw up. That's all that is. Right, what you do, Yeah, that is never had that great, you treble dragons, that, I made that mistake myself. I was doing shows in Edinburgh, and after one of the shows, I left the venue, and my friend Mick was waiting for me backstage, and he was like, "Oh, Trevor, how was your show?" I said, "It was really good. Mick, how was yours?" He's like, "Oh, not too bad, not too bad. You know what, me and the lads were going down to the pub, gotta grab a drink. You want to join us?" I said, "No, I don't really drink, Mick. I'm just going to go home." He's like, "Oh, it's not about drinking, right? We're just going to hang out, right? Just grab a wee little drink." And that's where he got me. Scottish people do that so well. They're just like, "Oh, wee little drink." It makes it sound harmless, doesn't it? "Oh, just a wee little drink." Sounds tiny. A wee little drink. Yeah, wee little, nothing sounds dangerous like that. Yeah, what happened in Nagasaki? Oh, they dropped a wee nuclear bomb. Doesn't sound that bad. It was like a wee little drink. I was like, "Oh, you know what, let's have a wee little drink." And so I joined him. And we went drinking. I don't remember. I do remember waking up the next day in my bed, partially dressed, shirt on the floor, pants still on, left shoe on, right shoe on the pillow beside me, and my head pounding. You know, you can hear your heart beating inside your head. And so I get up and I'm like, "Oh, I feel horrible." And as I stand up, I could feel the vomit coming. I could feel it. Yeah, I could feel just like, it did that thing. But I held it. I control that. Because if there's one thing you should know about me is I don't throw up, okay? Let's just get that straight right. I don't throw up. I control myself. When I see people throwing up, I'm like, "You're weak. Control yourself. You're weak. This is my body. This is my temple. I control it." The body tried. It was like, I was like, "No. No." My body was like, "Come on, man. I got it." I was like, "No. No. Breathe." Had it in check. Went to the kitchen. Started to make some breakfast. And as I poured the milk into the cereal bowl, my body was like, "Hey, Trevor?" I was like, "Hey, what's going on, buddy?" "Hey, do you mind if I burp?" Of course I don't mind if you burp, buddy. You burp all the time. Yeah, because I'm going to burp right now. Just a standard everyday burp. I was like, I don't know why you're warning me. You never warn me usually when you burp. You usually burp. I just wanted to let you know it's just a burp. You don't have to worry about it. I was like, okay, well, go ahead and burp. It's like, okay, well, here it comes. And my body was like, burp. Yeah, but then I caught it in my mouth. I caught it all in my mouth, though. And, oh, yeah, judge me. Judge me. The only reason you know the taste is because you're alcoholics. You're going to judge me. We've all done that before, and I'll have you know that's the classy thing to do. You catch it in your mouth so you can handle your business in the toilets. Caught it all in my mouth. I ran to the toilets. I threw up. It was the worst feeling in the world. I don't even drink. Throwing up is now an added reason to not. And you know when you're throwing up, the worst part for me is the dry heaving. You know when you're done, everything is finished, but still, like that's when I know that humans aren't as evolved as we think we are. Because your body and your brain at that point, there's nothing left. There's nothing there. And still whoa, there's nothing there. There's a whoa, there's not. And you know, we're all in that position. It's not gracious. No one's looking cool. You know, everyone is there. Like, you're just like, everyone is in that same position. There's no one who throws up in a cool fashion. No one's there like, oh. Oh, no one. No one. Every single one of us, we're reduced to a pile of pain. Oh, it's finished. It's finished. It's finished. Oh, it's so sore, it's so sore. There's nothing there. Why don't you realize that? Oh, please, I'm dying. I'm dying. Oh, I'm dying. I don't even know what. And then blood came out. Yeah, not good. So I panicked because I was like, I'm bleeding internally. I need to get to the hospital. Called my friend Mick. I was like, Mick, where are you? He's like, oh, Trevor, I'm at home. What's going on? I said, Mick, I need your help. I think I drank too much last night. He's like, yeah, right, and? I said, and then this morning, I threw up a lot. He's like, yeah, right, and? I said, and then while I was throwing up, blood came out. He's like, yeah, right, and? I said, and that's it, Mick. Blood came out of my mouth. I said, oh, that's too bad, Trevor. So what are you going to do now? I said, I'm going to go to the hospital, Mick. He's like, oh, I don't know if that's necessary. Like, was it a lot of blood? So any blood is a lot of blood. What do you mean? He's like, no, I know what you're saying, but like, was it a lot or was it like a wee bit of blood? Mick didn't take me to the hospital. Instead, he decided to come over with some bananas and white bread. Forced me to eat that. And that night, I had another show. I was horrible. It was a bad show. And afterwards, I leave the venue. And who's standing outside waiting for me? My good friend, Mick. And he's like, Trevor, how was your show? I said, it was horrible, Mick. It was horrible. I thought I was going to die. He's like, oh, that's too bad. You want to go talk about it over a pint? I said, what, Mick? He's like, yeah, let's go grab a weed there. I said, there's no weed, nothing here, my friend. There's no we ever again. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, Mick, I thought I was going to die. I'm not going to drink. He's like, don't be like that, Trevor. It's just one bad day. I was like, yeah, and I'd like to live to see another, Mick. I'm not going with you. He's like, oh, Trevor, don't be like, I'm like, don't be like what? He's like, don't be a pussy. And that's where he lost me. That is where he lost me. I understand what he was trying to do. Guys do it all the time. Hit you with the phrase, don't be a pussy. Yes. Because it implies weakness. Yeah? Do not be like the vagina. The vagina that is weak. Yes, yes. Don't be a pussy. The guys say that and then you do what they want. Don't be a pussy. Yeah, yeah, don't be a pussy because the pussy is weak. And yet, in my personal experience, I have found the pussy to be one of the strongest things I have ever come across in my life. Don't be a pussy? Have you ever come across a pussy? The vagina is one of the most powerful. You realize vaginas can start revolutions and end wars. You realize even on a physical level, the vagina is one of the strongest things that have ever existed. Virtually indestructible. Many men in this room, many men in this room have tales of how they once defeated the pussy. Let me tell you now, they have not. The owner of the pussy may have given you the impression that you defeated the pussy. But it is alive and well, my friends. Whenever people say that, I go, do you understand how impressive the vagina is? Do you understand how strong it is? There's a reason men have sought to oppress it for so long. The vagina is frighteningly powerful. You realize that human beings come out of the vagina. Human beings come out and still it continues to work as intended. Do you understand how impressive that is? I don't know if I'm the only one, but New York, do you understand? A human being comes out of the vagina and still it continues to operate and it continues to work. After a human has just come out, you're saying it's weak? A human came out of the vagina. You just sit on a penis wrong and it breaks. You just